Hi, I'm Dan from Real Mac Software and welcome to this week's Elements Developer Diary. Now, this week is a bit special. In fact, today is a bit special because it is exactly 20 years since we first published the first public beta of RapidWeaver. 20 years ago today, that is, I find that quite incredible that we've been doing this for 20 years. And it was that long ago that we first published the first version. And for all these years, we've been supporting the app, updating it, supporting customers and the community, and we're still going strong. And I'll be honest, today what we really wanted to do was publish the first public beta of RapidWeaver Elements. Unfortunately, we have missed that goal, which is really frustrating because the timings, it could have been so beautiful. So to kind of commemorate the day, what we are going to do, we're going to publish the first web page online with RapidWeaver Elements. We thought that was a good way to kind of mark this anniversary. And we're working really hard to get you a build of RapidWeaver Elements to use very, very soon. And I'll talk about that more a bit later. Before we dive into all of this, I thought it would be fun to just take a quick dive down memory lane because I was sorting out the storage unit the other day and I pulled out a load of Real Mac stuff that's been in the archive. And I've got some of the RapidWeaver boxes. Yeah, that I was going to show you now. Now, if you don't want to see all this stuff, you can just skip ahead 5-10 minutes into the stuff of me building the Elements site, whatever. But if you are interested, here it is. Now, this first box here, this one, we actually gave this away at the Apple Store in London when we were doing, we did a demo there. And this was back in 2006. So I think this is RapidWeaver 3. And this was, 2006. And we gave these away to people in the store. And then you could also buy these online for a while as well. And inside, it came with this nice little poster, like a Real Mac poster, and the instructions inside. And there's a picture of me and Ben and the desk, our desk where we worked in the spare room. And also, if you can see that, there's also a serial number for RapidWeaver 3 as well there. And the funny thing about that serial number is we had loads of these printed and all the serial numbers were the same because, you know, we were young and we just needed to get it done, and it was like the easiest way to do it. And you know, we were very much, I mean, we still very much are kind of that scrappy startup mentality where, you know, you just need to get things done. Yeah, so that was this box here, and I designed that. Yeah, just at the time. Then things started to get a little bit bigger. We got more interest. Guten Tag RapidWeaver. This is the German box. Now this was published by Application System Heidelberg, and if you're a German user, then you will know. You will have heard of Application System Heidelberg, especially if you're a long-time Mac user, because they used to publish all the loads of games and software in Germany. And they approached us and said, "Do you want it boxed?" And so we said yes. And this is the design. This was based on the stuff we were doing at shows at the time. We had a friend, Gavin Strange, Jam Factory. He kind of did the initial design for us, and this was our kind of company ID for a while, and that spread through into the Japanese. We then had Act 2 contact us, and this was in 2007. And yeah, I can't remember exactly why. We had 2 boxes done. I think there was an updated version, and we wanted to improve it. I think this was the first one, and then it got updated to this, which is a better looking design. But yeah, Konnichiwa RapidWeaver. That is the Japanese version. Very nice, and it's it's got the CDs and stuff in there. And then we had Smith Micro in the US approach us to box it as well. And again, I think this is RapidWeaver 3 as well, and I think they did 4. But yeah, this is the box, which is also pretty cool. And it's got a little open flap on the front, and there's a manual inside. Now, this version here, this was actually on the store shelves in the Apple stores. So when we went to WWDC one year and went to Cupertino, and they had in the company store there, they had RapidWeaver, which is kind of wild to go there and see your product on the shelf. So that was pretty amazing stuff. And then, as we know, obviously, kind of box software died really. So we quickly phased those out, and and the App Store took off, which is a shame because in some ways it's a shame because it's nice to have these physical reminders of the software you built at the time, and the CDs are still in there, so I could install it again if I had an old Mac. So this year, Michael Flareup published the macOS app icon book. He did a similar one a few years ago for iOS icons. A lot of our icons were featured in there, and pretty much all of our Mac icons of all the apps we've had over the years are featured in this book. And when he contacted us, I said, RapidWeaver's coming up for, it's almost 20 years. It's been around for, and we've got a lot of different icons for it because it's kind of changed over the years. And he was like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Have you got all of them? And I think we're missing a couple, 1 or 2 from the beginning, which are super low res and not great. But it goes back to, we do have one from 2004 in there. So it goes right through. So if I show you that, hopefully you can see that. It's kind of cool. It has all the icons for each version of RapidWeaver. We've got RapidWeaver 2, RapidWeaver 3, RapidWeaver 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it goes to Classic and Elements. Elements is small up in the corner there, and Classic is there. But yeah, this, again, it's kind of another nice physical object to have because software is so digital, and, you don't... it's a shame, not to have these things physically that you can say, oh, I made this. So, well, as a team we made it, but it's nice to have these books and things, and to kind of commemorate how long RapidWeaver has been going for. Yeah, I mean, and that's what I got these out because that's kind of what today is about, because it's 20 years to the day. So we had to do something. I don't have a cake or anything. I'm not that organized, but 20 years, that's good. Right. If you watched all that, well done. Thanks for sticking with me. I find it very interesting. And, if you've been using RapidWeaver a long time, you may remember the box software. You may have bought a copy of it way back when. But anyway, right, let's dive into what we're going to look at today. So let me launch Safari. And I've got the current RapidWeaver Elements holding page. Now, this... this page is built with Classic and Stacks and Foundry. So a lot of products go into making this page up at the moment, and fine, nothing wrong with it, just a standard holding page. But considering this is a promotional page for RapidWeaver Elements, there's not much information on it, and it's also built with our older product, Classic, using Stacks and Foundry. It's not actually built using Elements. So today on this video, we're going to fix that. And that means we're going to get rid of this old page, and we're going to put a new page up, and we're going to publish it with Elements, and hopefully everything will go to plan and it will just work. So first of all, I've gone into Transmit, and so I've logged into our FTP server, and I just want to delete what is there now. So we're in the RapidWeaver subfolder, and we're in Elements, and I want to delete this. So let's go ahead. And let's refresh this. So hopefully There we are. So now there is nothing at this URL and nothing on the server. That's good. We're going to open our Elements project, and I'll double click this, and again you can watch how quick Elements is to load and get going. So boom, and we're in. Now this is the page we've put together for Elements. I've been working with Ben on this over the past couple of days, and he's built some custom elements, and yeah, we've got this page together which has a bit more information and is a bit more jazzy than what we currently had. So before I go into details on what's going on and how it all works, I think we should just go ahead and publish this. And I'm really crossing my fingers that this works. I set up the publishing destination, and I've checked that, and it is going to the right place. Well, I've picked the right folder, and now I just need to hit publish, and yeah, and it should go up. So I'm going to hit publish. It's 4:15 p.m. and up the files go. It's multi-threaded. You can see there, publishing complete. Okay. now the moment of truth. Let's go back to Safari. Now Safari might take a while to catch up, and it might cache this page, but let's hit return and see if the page loads. Oh, and it did. That I am absolutely amazed just that went to plan and Safari reloaded it and it worked. That is quite impressive, because usually Safari can be yeah, a little bit grumpy, and he caches quite hard. So anyway, so we've got the Elements page up now, and I'm going to talk you through each section, and then we can go and look at the project and see how it's built. But some of this is built using the standard stuff that ships with Elements or will ship with Elements, and some of these are custom elements. So the registration form here is a custom element, and also these you can see in the background there's these floating particles we've got there. So then this is all tied to the form. So if I just we'll just do Dan at Real Mac Software. Now this should tell me I've already registered, because I have. So when I hit the register button, it's going to poll the service, come back, and boom, you've already signed up with this email. Please check your inbox. And you'll notice in the background the stars are kind of glitching and they're red, and that's to kind of tie in with this warning. So the other thing we can do is, if I just do this, it's going to tell me that this isn't a proper email address. It will say there's no MX record for that. So let's do the same thing again. You'll notice the particles have gone back to normal. Click register. They're going orange while they're searching, and now they're red, and it's saying no MX record. And the maybe you noticed as I did this, the little error slides in, and now when I do this, when I clear this, the error is going to fade out into space. So let's delete that, and it goes away and it resets. So let's Dan 6, as I've tested this form a few times. So let's do Dan 6 at Real Mac Software. That is not it's not an email address I use, but it will go through to our server, and it will be valid. So now if I hit register, the stars go orange, and then boom, and now they're green, and the confirmation comes in to say yes, that's success. So that is that's built in Tailwind, and probably using, well, it is using some JS as well, and that's just a custom element that Ben has put together, and it just shows the power of Elements, that, you know, if you need these smaller sections, you can build these things yourself, and I'll show you how it looks in the editor in a moment. So this is all pretty cool, and a lot more jazzy than what we had before, and hopefully will drive a bit more interest in the product. So next up, we've got the little feature section, Feature Fusion, and this is built just with the standard elements that are included. I've got a little gradient on the text there, and then this feature section here is another custom element, but I think you would be able to build this with what we ship with RapidWeaver, And there's also no reasons why we wouldn't ship these as the pre-built larger elements that people can use. So I'm kind of highlighting the features here, which I think is useful for people that haven't watched the older element videos, kind of don't know what's going on, just want to get a bit of an overview. So powerful elements, we've got elements included that come with the software, so you don't need to buy extra elements out of the box straight away. We've got the visual page builder, the WYSIWYG builder, really important because that is a massive feature of elements, because I absolutely love working this way. It's like actually seeing what you're building. Very good. We've got the theme studio to help you create a consistent look and make global changes in seconds. We've got the node browser, and that makes managing complex websites super easy because you can see how the structure is, and these are all brand new features. And a lot of them are rather innovative that you just don't see in other web design apps. We've got global components, which we've been demoing a lot recently. So if you don't know what they are, I really don't know where you've been. You've clearly not been watching any of the videos, because we've been talking about those for weeks, because they're super powerful and just way beyond what anyone else is doing out there. It's absolutely crazy. You can put globals in globals in globals. You can modify designs, override text, override images. Super, super powerful. It's, again, one of my favorite features that we've put into Elements. We've got local data. We haven't talked about local data yet. We're going to demo that in the coming weeks. But this page is using the local data feature because it makes sense for these where you've got a lot of these blocks of design that are repeated, and you've got lots of text. You kind of want to separate that text from the design so it's easier to work with, so you can add new records. And that's exactly what I've done with this element here using local data. I could add as many of these as I want to in the on the data editor in Elements, and it will just keep listing these out for me. And we'll demo this in coming weeks. Really cool stuff. We've got custom elements, which I've also demoed previously, so you can just build a new element directly in Elements. You don't need to use any other software. You can just get going straight away. Everything from a simple HTML snippet right up to these fully functional elements with UI, even supporting data. You can hook into the local data feature as well and build your own data sets. Really powerful stuff. And of course, the whole system is a responsive design system based on Tailwind's, Alpine.js, built from the ground up. It's really modern, very, very popular. This is what so many people are using now. It's just a great system to work with, and that's what we're basing Elements on. So there's all the features here that we wanted to highlight right now, especially for those users who are currently using Classic and are thinking about using Elements and not knowing much about it. We wanted to highlight these because these are kind of what sets it apart from the older software. And so now we thought we should have a screenshot on here because we're obviously talking about the features, but what does it actually look like? So we've got this little one screenshot here, and it, as I scroll down, it fades in, and then when I scroll back up, so it's quite nice. It's kind of blurry in the background because we've got this space theme going on, kind of floating in space. We wanted to carry that on with this image, so it's got a bit of a haze on it, and it's slowly shifting and tilting like it's floating in space. Very cool effect. Now this is a whereas this element at the top here, this was built outside of Elements, like a proper element we could distribute. Whereas this one here, this is just a very small custom element with just a few lines of code in it to do this. And I can show you that in a moment when we hop back over to Elements. But it's easy to do stuff like this, get these things up and running, if you just, because we thought it'd be cool to have a bit of a floating, hovery image, and we didn't have an element for that. So we didn't have anything built in that could do that. So we could quickly put this together, and now it's there in the app and I can use this whenever I want. It's a reusable component. This stuff is just so powerful. And finally, we've got the frequently asked questions. I'm sure I'm going to add some more to this, but we just wanted to get the basics on here. Now, this is an element that will ship with Elements, with RapidWeaver Elements. And again, it uses the data feature. So I can click these and they expand. And there's a little bug there I've actually got to fix. We're showing a white line, but that's fine. This is beta software after all. And as the line at the bottom of the page says, this is built with an in-development version of RapidWeaver Elements. So yeah, this FAQ is also using the data object, because if you're building up an FAQ, sometimes you don't want to edit it all in the page. You would like to edit that separately because it's kind of like a Q&A, it's data. And that's how this works. So let's hop over to Elements, and you can see it looks exactly the same as it does in Safari. Oh, I didn't mention, we've got this menu up here as well, this nice little menu. Again, this is a custom element. We just wanted something super simple, and we're just having a bit of fun with this, creating some really tailored specified elements. So we've got this tiny little menu, and you hover into it, and it kind of, again, it hovers up, and then you've got these little popovers there to show you that one's going to go to the RealMax site, that goes to the videos, the Dev Diary videos, and this goes to the forum. So that's very cool. And if I make the site's obviously responsive. What I was going to do, I wanted to make that smaller, so you can see this. It's got a nice blurry effect in the background there. So yeah, so you can go and view this on your iPhone, and yeah, it's all been set up. I was working on that this morning. We've talked about how that responsive design stuff works before, and I can set up the different size of things up here so that you know, when we're at larger sizes, the text style bumps up there. So I get that 4x when it's there, 5x when it's there. So I was just tweaking those things this morning, and it's really nice being able to build this site and knowing we're going to publish it online, and actually I need to tweak these things, get everything right, rather than all the sites previously I've built have obviously been to demo the software. So it's now nice, we're at the stage now where we're using the software to publish the site, and I know there's already more things we want to add to this page. So over the coming weeks, again, we'll be fleshing this out, adding more things, probably getting a proper menu in there, stuff like that. And the plan is to obviously slowly replace the existing RapidWeaver site. The existing RealMax site would be most of it built with this, apart from the Classic page, because I think RapidWeaver Classic, the page should be built with RapidWeaver Classic, you know, because it's advertising the software it's selling. But for the rest of the site, I'm going to build it in Elements because I like the WYSIWYG view and the flexibility, and of course, and this is so powerful beyond anything we've had before. So that's kind of where we're heading with it. So let me scroll down here. So this is the I've got the custom element here. We've talked about these before. This is just an HTML element we created in here, and I've given it a name, called it image floater, but you can see it's actually animated in the editor as well, which is pretty cool. So I can see exactly what it looks like, and it's hovering around there. And so to put this together, we've got some style, some keyframe CSS animation here. And then this little bit of HTML here is for the for obviously laying out the image and the drop zone, and to animate it. And you can see, because I could drop other images in here, because what we've done is we've done a little drop zone content area. So I could, like the image floater, I could drop it in here, and then you can see that little placeholder moving around there, and then I could drop another image in there. So it's reusable. So that's very cool about making these components in the app, that now I could use this, you know, on my other pages if we needed this or anywhere else. It's very cool. And this bit of code here, this does the scale and blur as it comes in and out the page. But that is all there is to this element, just the HTML there. And so powerful that you can just build it in here and you can edit it live and see that. Very cool. And I'm not, while I've got the features here, and this is using the data, like I said before, and that is in the editor down here also. But I'm not going to get into that today, because today was about publishing this page and kind of celebrating 20 years of RapidWeaver and looking forward to the next 20 years of RapidWeaver. So that's pretty much it for today. I know you're all going to ask about, okay, this is looking good. You're publishing sites with it. When can we use it? As I said, we wanted to get the beta out today. That would have been absolutely perfect. We missed that goal because building software, and especially when we're building something as big as this product is huge. Getting the timelines, guessing timelines or estimating timelines, notoriously difficult in software anyway, and we're a small team and we want to get this right. So not today, but what we're really hoping for is to ship an alpha version this month in June, and that would mean that you guys could use this build, and we wouldn't recommend it to publish websites online, and we wouldn't recommend doing any critical work in here that you want to keep. It will be very much a build for you to have a play around and get a feel for the software. There will be bits that are locked down that you can't use, but there will be the basics in there that you can play around with. And we're just, at the moment, we don't want to open this 100% public and just say, yeah, anyone can download the alpha. We're going to look at ways of gating that and really just giving it to the people that are really invested in Elements and, you know, want to use the software, want to support us, and want to see it thrive going forwards. So it might be that we actually charge for the alpha version, and that will mean you'll obviously have to pay for it. You will obviously get, we'll work out a good pricing structure and some benefit, but this is, could be one way to gate it so that only those that really want to get involved and support us use it, you know. And you can say, well, don't charge for alpha software, and say, well, it's up to you if you want to buy it. You can wait until the final release, or if you're desperate to start using this, start playing around with it, support what we're doing, because we've been building this for over 2 years now. Yeah, so if you want to support us, that we're thinking that might be one way to do it, and then it's entirely up to you. You can buy a copy and use it, and or wait until it's a stable release later in the year. That's just an idea we're thinking of at the moment, and yeah, just how best to stagger this, because we don't want to ship it and then be inundated with feedback saying this doesn't work, we want this, and that takes a lot of time and effort to prune through and deal with, and can actually hold us up from shipping the product. So I hope that makes sense, and if you're a long time RapidWeaver user, thank you for supporting us over all these years, and thank you for sticking with us. Obviously, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm very passionate about building Mac software, and especially building RapidWeaver and the community we've built around this. And I hope to be able to do it for another 20 years. So, and Elements is kind of that new stake in the ground. That is the start of the next 20 years. Something new, something fresh, that's modern and building for the future. So, thank you for watching today's video, and thank you for sitting through all of this, and really appreciate it. So happy birthday, RapidWeaver, 20 years old today, and thanks for watching this. All right, I will see you very soon. I don't know if I'll do a video next week. WWDC's next week, so we're going to be super busy. There will be new betas of macOS, There is every year. I can pretty much, there should be. I'd be surprised if there's not. But we will be downloading and testing RapidWeaver Classic and RapidWeaver Elements on those and making sure they run. So yeah, so next week is a busy week. So maybe no video next week. But we will be back soon after that. All right, thanks for watching this one. Cheers, bye.